I think here we have described the new paradigm that we need. One in which every single industrial operation will be modelized for, or modeled for consistency, which will be validated for speed. It will be executed with efficiency. It will be recorded or monitored for agility and reactivity, and finally it's going to be optimized for ultimate performance. This is the paradigm that we need. This is the 3D experience platform hosting the ultimate industrial experience, the 3D manufacturing, the 3D experience manufacturing experience, the one that will help us meet the challenge of tomorrow. So let's go with the 3D experience platform. So now let's walk the talk. We've presented to you why we think that the 3D experience platform will help us manage the challenge ahead. So let's show it to you. Let's show what we can do. Let's spend a day, a demo day, in the life of an industrial guy, in one day in the manufacturing of experience. So in that demo, in that day, and during that day, I will act as the industrial VP. My friend Morgan will be the chief data officer, the data geek, and our friend Rob here will be the guru. So let's start a manufacturing day in the age of experience. And as most of industrial day, everything starts with the 5-minute meetings. Listen, guys, you know, each time I see this cockpit, I'm amazed. I mean, knowing that all our machines are connected to it. So starting with Bangalore. Well, Bangalore seems to be doing good. It's all green. Quality is green. Cost is green. Delivery is green. You've been there recently, Rob.
I was there, yes, last week. Probably why all the numbers are at 98% and higher.
Oh, good. So did you go to Milano? Because this is not that good.
Yes, I see. So I think Milano is actually a quality issue, yes. So maybe we should send Pascal there next week. He can probably solve it.
Yeah, I read their report yesterday. I definitely think that Pascal needs to go there, for sure. Okay, the rest of Europe is okay. Let's go and see Americas. I think we start with Detroit.
Yeah, on Detroit, Rob, I probably need you there again.
Yes.
As you can see, we're down to 91%. We've had an issue yesterday.
Yes, I see delivery performance down to 91%. Actually, I got a message on my watch this morning. I was in contact. It seems one of our suppliers is out of part. It shows us a weakness in supply chain. We're reliant on only one. We're taking contingency measures. We're getting ourselves a second supplier.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, Mexico. Hey, this is a sad day. Mexico was so great a few months ago, and now they have such a delivery issue. I mean, we get penalties every day. So I probably will stop by next week. I mean, we need to see that with the site MD. Anything else on the side, guys?
No.
You have other information to share?
I think most of it under control.
Okay, yes, because we have quite a busy day. Let's have a look at the agenda. Yes, after this meeting, Rob, we have the strategy meeting.
Yep.
Here we need to be able to define our capacity planning. You know, budget is around the corner. I need to set up the CapEx. Then I think I have a meeting with you, Morgan. We have to talk about Brazil and the task force with the problem we had over there. Planning review with you, Rob, and yeah, and we'll have a review of the Wuhan factory. All right, let's start the strategy meeting.
Yep.
So, Rob, you know, I need to know where I need to invest and what I need to invest very quickly because we have to launch the CapEx investments.
So let's start, and let's say basically start our S&OP process, right? And as I already mentioned, S&OP is a very collaborative process. We need to bring a couple of things together, but first of all, I think we talk about demand.
Yes.
And I think there were some questions about the demand in Asia. So let's look at our demand in Asia.
Asia is very demanding.
You can already see, let's say, the important demand and our mathematically forecasted demand. The 3D experience platform can mathematically forecast what our demand is, but it's of course not only about mathematical forecasting. There might also be some events that are happening. So in a collaboration with our sales and marketing team, we're bringing together all the different events and all the different aspects that could influence demand. But of course, that's not only that. We actually also will bring in, let's say, external market data, making sure that we collaborate with the industry forum and bring all of that together to come up with a consensus demand where the whole company accepts that this is what the best thing we can do regarding sales.
So what are the results?
So as you could see just now, demand in Asia is significantly growing over the next couple of years. So I think as demand is growing so fast, I think we potentially need to look at, can we actually fulfill this demand, right, given our current production capabilities. So knowing that the demand is growing and that we have demand all over the world, we need to now create a production plan. And of course, this is not just a production plan by itself. It needs to take into account all the different machine capacities that we have around the world, but again, not even only machine capacities, also our capability to deliver, not only between factories, but also from factory to end users. So let's see if we can actually meet the demand that we're looking to gain. And now that we've created a supply plan that maximizes our margin, so let's first see if we can at least maximize our margin. You can see that fulfillment is only at 83%. So no, it seems
so I cannot satisfy my demand, right?
We cannot fulfill the demand. No, and as not let's say surprisingly, it's Asia where we have this strong growth, where we are definitely short. And so we're going to be short in Asia. Rest of Europe and Americas, we can deliver all the demand, but I think we might want to investigate a little bit more deeper.
Can't we do a little bit better in Asia?
Yes, let's see where that bottleneck in Asia comes from. So let's have a look at what makes actually up our supply component. So if you can see here on high level, most of our supply capability is okay, but you can see there's a 100% line, so we are fully stretched on supply in this factory cluster. So again, Europe, Americas are okay, so it seems to be only this one factory cluster in America, and there's actually factory 1, 2, and 3 are indeed having a problem.
Can you optimize
but
that?
I can see that, look, they're only at a 5-shift pattern, or it's 24/5 shift pattern. So let's investigate what happens if we were to bring this up to a 24/7 shift pattern, right? So let's also look at the weekend, see if we can bring up some of our...
I need to do maintenance.
Yes, there is actually an ability for us to bring the factories up to a 24/7 pattern, and it allows us fulfillment to go up to 88%. So yes, we can achieve some of it by 88%, but not all of it. And actually, I see that factory 2, even at full 24/7, is running at 100%. So I think we might want to investigate factory 2 to see if we can actually gain some efficiency in that factory.
I'm not going to invest in a new factory for 12% fulfillment. So I need to find a way in Wuhan to boost.
I think we need an additional 15% production capacity somewhere.
15% capacity. All right.
Yes.
Well, let's look at Wuhan. If I recall, I mean, we did a 3D scan of the factory a few months ago. Let's get that scan here. So we are zooming in Wuhan, and let's get the scan of the factory to see whether we have space. If I remember well, we do have space. Okay, this is a scan. All right. Yes. Look. Well, that can be removed, obviously. Yeah, it seems to be wide enough. You remember this is the cell that we invested last year, right? Robotic cell. So let's go. What actually I need to do is I need to boost the efficiency on the assembly line, but I need to put a new welding cell in order to make the capacity. So yes, it fits nicely. This is probably the biggest part of the tooling. The robots are coming. I think I need a couple of conveyors. Let's see whether it fits in the picture. Yeah, nicely. All right. Now I just need some kind of protection in order not to have EHS problems. Look at it.
Fits.
It is. I have my welding, so I have at least half my problem.
The welding lard should be
Yeah,
working.
half my problem is solved. I just need now to look at the assembly line and see if I can boost.
Okay.
All right.
I think
Well,
we're running
we'll
out.
stop there. I think we have a Wuhan review later on today, so we'll look at the assembly lines later. But starts good. So I think we're going to go with your plan.
We'll go.
I'm not going to invest for a new shop. I'll just try to make it with this. Thank you very much. All right, Morgan. Next meeting. We're late. Task Force Brazil.
Yep.
So in Brazil we had a major issue, and we just learned that there was a major breakdown, and that was affecting our production. So let's again have a look. Let's go to the cockpit. Let's zoom in. Let's go into the model of the factory and see what's going on. Okay, so that seems to be line 1. Okay, so what happened? All right, this is a normal flow of operation. This is the real world connected, or the virtual world connected to the real world, playing out what happened in the workshop. And the blue little things here are auto-guided vehicles that are moving the parts. Here is a problem. Module 2 just failed. I don't know if you noticed, but the AGV reconfigured themselves in order to avoid that area so that the people can work cleanly in there. Okay, so Morgan, I mean, what happened? Do you have any view on that?
Yeah, we are working on it. One of the pumps did fail down.
Okay, Rob, can we do something about? We cannot afford to lose production here. Can you do something about that?
Yes, I think it's machine 1304 that's now down until 10 o'clock tonight.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so let's see if we can do something to the schedule. I think if I look at the pre-incident schedule, the factory is running pretty efficiently. 100% of our orders are planned. 90% were delivered to the warehouse in time, which is, for that factory at least, good. You can see some of those red orders highlighted there. They're actually late. So we do have some problem at the end of our schedules. I think we're running a little bit low on capacity, but it seems okay-ish. Okay, so let's see what happens if we actually start adding the delay to machine 1304. So if the platform receives the information out of the shop floor that there's a delay, we actually can make sure that the machine is unavailable and reflect that back into the schedule. And let's see what happens during this unavailability. It's indeed a dilemma. So if we were to do nothing, the delay will...
This is unacceptable. We cannot
the delivery performance drops.
Yeah, no, we'll not be happy with it.
But luckily, right, the 3DEXPERIENCE platform automatically optimizes this reschedule as we speak. So, look.
88.
So by moving some of the tasks to other machines, we cannot get back to 90, but we could at least get back to 88%, which is for now acceptable, as long as Pascal can quickly repair that machine.
I mean, how long can you maintain the performance? I mean, when do I need machines to be repaired?
As you can see, at the end of our schedule, we're running a lot of orders late. So I think we will see a serious drop in delivery performance if we can't get this fixed in 2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
So I have 2 days. Morgan, can you fix the machine in 2 days?
Yeah, let's have a look at what we can do. As you know, Guillaume, I've connected all of our systems to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform with a PLM, machine, ERP. So let's navigate into our factories. And as you can see, for each of our factories here, we have the history of every event. But obviously, that looks to our Brazilian machine that actually failed. Well, as I told you, this is a pump. Interesting, look at the timeline. When you look at the timeline, we see that in the last few months, we've had some kind of a concentration of incoming issues for this specific pump. Maybe we should have anticipated something here. Let's try to understand better what really happened. We can see that most of the issues were actually coming from seal. More interestingly, as you know, I have the machine data. You can see that right before shutdown, we had a significant pressure increase with no change in temperature. Look at the left-hand side. Let's find out if in the history of issues we have ever had anything similar to that specific pattern. It seems we actually did. And as you can see, it's always the same part number that was actually involved. So we probably have an interesting pattern here that we need to work on. Let's look at this part. You know that supplier, don't you?
Yeah, I'm afraid I do.
Okay. So let's try to understand. Well, if you look at the timeline, the first bad news is we're having issue with this specific part on a regular basis. And it's indeed having already a very significant impact into our cost of quality, which will be reinforced, of course, by what's happening at the moment in Brazil.
We need to kick this supplier out.
I cannot agree more. The problem is, as you can see here, we can only buy the full assembly. So let's have a look on how we can source, this assembly. See the orange tag here?
Yeah.
That's not good news. The orange is never good news.
Thank you very much.
That actually means that we have no inventory. And not only that, but the lead time with this supplier is 12 weeks. So we have a serious problem.
No. Can't you find an alternate?
So let me find out. As you know, here in the platform, I have, of course, our inventory and preferred suppliers, but we also have 100 million parts that we can source from anyone else. That's available online. So let's look at our problematic part. The system has computed dynamically that there are 4 potential alternatives to this one.
Good.
How did we do that? By the way, for your interest, we computed it by analyzing the physical characteristics of the parts and the shape to identify the same one. Let's compare them. So I have 4 alternatives. Let's look at the certification, at the technical characteristics. This one could actually work, but I still have a 4-week lead time. So it's better than the 12-week, but there is nothing I can do better than the 4-week at the moment.
4-week?
Yeah.
We're going to have to review that because I don't know how we're going to do, huh? No, if we can't maintain the machine and get it back up and running within 4 weeks, we can't, there's no longer a rescheduling issue.
All right. So I think we have a meeting on that topic just after, so let's focus that next meeting on this. But Morgan, I'm not finished with you. Do we have other machines that have the same problem?
It's a good question, and we've realized that we've had a series of issues with this part. Let's step back for a second, and look at the overall performance of our production system worldwide in the history. And then, let's try to understand if this is something that may happen again. So if we look at the overall performance, and of course, if we benchmark our factories, our poor friend from Brazil will appear red due to the latest event. But let's go in Brazil and try to understand if in the history they have had lots of these types of events. So the OEE has been 84%. That's not very good. The end plant operation, you can only see one peak, which is globally the one from yesterday. So let's use that to track back the pump where we had the issue. Okay, so we're coming back to, this is the one that we had the issue. So the only peak that we had in maintenance was actually coming from this one. What I'd like to know now is if we have lots of these pumps.
Yes, that was the question.
So let's go back. As you can see, the pump number is ECV159. Let's click on ECV159 and see how many of them we have. Ooh la la. 179.
179?
That's not very good. Not only that, but we have 179 of this pump, and then they seem to have the same type of quality issues globally. Let's try to do some more analytics on the part that has been involved. You see the red bars here?
Yes.
This is our predictive analytics on failure. So this is not going well. I'd like to understand the potential impact. So each of these motors that you can see here are going to be impacted by these parts. But there are only 3 factories that are impacted. And as you can see in the 3 factories, one is highly impacted, and all of the other one only have one of these pumps. However, we need to take care of it. I'll take care of that.
You'll take care of that?
I'll launch
Please
action.
Launch action right away with the maintenance team of all those stuff. Well, we're going to have to wait 4 weeks or 2 weeks now to get the stuff, but at least when we get it, let's change the whole fleet now.
No problem.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so I think that's all we can do for Brazil for the moment. Well,
let's make sure that it's a one-time event.
Right?
Yes, please.
That will be my best.
All right.
Because now we need to reschedule not only just the factory, but I think we will have to reorder some of the orders as they go through the different factories, right? So
okay, let's look at what you can do to help us here, Rob.
Yes, like I said, this is no longer a scheduling issue because the factory for the next 4 weeks, just doesn't have the capacity anymore to take our productions. So besides actually just looking at this one factory, we now need to move some of our orders to other factories. And of course, that potentially leads to all kinds of internal transport. And given the region was pretty full, I see a lot of overloaded machines. I think we're not going to be able to be doing it just by moving some orders from one location to another. I think we need to look also at our make or buy decision. So I'm afraid you're going to have to look at buying some of our intermediate products on the market to be able to deliver our customer performance. So let's see if what's the outcome if the 3DEXPERIENCE platform runs our make or buy decision. And it seems indeed that yes, we can shift some of our production to other facilities, but certainly for this one intermediate part, we need at least 500 other suppliers. And luckily, the platform has indicated that they're there. that we need 500 of those intermediate products to be delivered, 200 of them in Argentina and 300 in Brazil.
Okay, let me sum up.
You think you can take that?
Yeah, I mean, let me sum up to make sure I understand well. Okay, you can dispatch to other factory, but in order to meet the plan, we need to find 500 parts within 2 weeks, basically.
The intermediate products need to be found. Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't have solutions. I mean, this is going to be 3D printing. If I don't have 3D printing, never I will get the speed. So let's go to the 3D experience platform. Let's go to the 3D marketplace, the 3D printing marketplace. Define the part that we want. This is the one, right? Choose the material and try to see whether we can find suppliers for that part. Obviously, we find quite a lot of those suppliers. This is good news, right? And they seems to have the capability to perform the task. So, okay, this one, maybe we look at another one. Yeah, 3D printing service. Yeah, I know those machines, good machines. The prices are reasonable. Okay, I think we can do that. So I'll ask purchasing to continue working in the 3D experience platform to carry out the negotiation and execute the purchasing. But I think we're going to go with the plan. So please communicate to the planning team that we're going to go with the plan. Morgan, you communicate with the maintenance, and hopefully we'll get this Brazilian factory back on track. Very, very good. Okay, so last meeting of the day, layout. So earlier today we saw that we could improve the efficiency, or at least the capacity, of the Wuhan factory on the welding side. Now we have to see whether we can boost the efficiency of the assembly line. Okay, in Wuhan we are doing 2 products, 2 options of the same products, I should say, or 2 variants, and each of those products have different variants. So basically what we have is we receive the kits, and here are the kits of the major sub-assemblies from other shops, and we assemble them, okay? So let's have a look at how those kits are fitting together. All right, this is the center part of the product, and then you get the tracks, the core, and okay, so you see that it's a fairly linear way of assembling things. So I think the current line is linear, if I remember well. Yes, it's an 8-station line. The takt is about 3-4 hours, and you see the steps that we want to take. But that line is not very much performing, and when you look at the balancing of tasks, I mean, you see it's really stretched, right? This is the reason why we lack efficiency. Okay. So what the team has done is they have tried some new out-of-the-box thinking. And what about a round line, right? Could it work better rather than having a line, you know, a straight line, like to do it in round? But then if we do so, we have to make sure that we can move the AGVs and the part around those round lines to make it work. So we stole part of your techno, Rob, and we've been trying to schedule the movement of the AGVs to carry the product from one round station to another. And it seems that we can be fairly efficient in the usage. But let's check the simulation to see whether we have collisions and whether that seems to work fairly well. Okay, so the AGVs are carrying the product to the various cells. The job is done on the cell, and then the AGV is going to another cells to get the next operation. The very interesting part is here I can manage priority. You know, if I have a pink excavator for Monica, then I can actually you know, put it in priority and have it through the line quicker. So, hey, you know, I gain already 15%, right? So I think the target was 20. Hey, I'm on track. So we'll do that. We'll invest in Wuhan. We'll try to save a little bit more square meter because I don't like this round stuff too much. I think it's not compact enough, but I think the technology can help us there. And hopefully the 3D experience platform has allowed us to make all those simulations, so we are sure we're going to be able to perform. Okay, that was the last meeting of the day, guys. Good. So I think it was a very, very, very long day in the manufacturing of experience. So I think we're going to go home in the demo for sure. And I hope that looking at this demo, looking at what we've done, you are even more convinced that the 3D experience platform can be the solution for the challenge ahead. In that demo, we saw that we can manage in the 3D experience platform short-term issues. We can take decisions thanks to the analytics, and we can mitigate most of the risks that we can encounter in the shop floor. We've seen that we are able to have midterms action, planification, and optimization to balance between shops or between lines, and to find an agile way to manage our supplies and our supply chain. And finally, you saw that this is the perfect place to do innovation and break the barrier and get out of the box for new ideas and new simulations. This is what we did in trying to find a new way to produce, which is way more agile than what we ever saw before. So thank you very much. I hope really that we have convinced you. And every element that you saw during that demo, please come and see us at the playground, because this you will be able to see real life. Thank you very much.